Hello, Scorpios. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing pretty good. Excuse me, I had to wipe. Zinga! I'm outside. And outside here, these mosquitoes are trying to attack me, child. And I'm up here just fighting for my life over here. You know? Or maybe some of you Scorpios are fighting for your life. You know, you feel like life is just hectic and it's just woo, annoying sometimes for some of you guys. And of course, it's okay. Some work days could be very stressful as well. Because I had cancers had this same thing with being stressful. Okay, so I'm Nicole. Welcome to my channel. Okay, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're coming back. Well, as I have no views, so I guess no one actually came here. So anyway, well, I'm gonna try again. So anyway, I'm gonna start from the past and work up to the future, and I hope you guys understand me because I talk pretty fast. I'm gonna try to slow it down as much as I possibly can, but I get super excited and things just start to flowing, and I feel like I'm just like so get your earphones out. I haven't said it in anyone's video, but this is going to be a voice over like, and I'm just going to put a character there because I don't show my work. And the reason why I don't show my work is because some people may over see it and say this is what's supposed to be going down, and the message is probably I can't. It's hard to explain it because I've been doing this for so long. I know the reaction it does because I'm the type of person when I go to someone else's readings and lives and stuff, I already kind of like my mind is already telling me that's not what she's supposed to be saying. That's not what a person want to hear. You know, because we know the cards and because we know how they look and we know what they mean, and sometimes the message that we say out our mouth is not necessarily what their person is actually is needed to hear. So that's why I don't really show them because for one, you don't really. Some people that don't do readings don't know what it means, and some people who do know what it means may say, "Okay, um, that's not what she's trying to say." And for me, my experience is something that some people need to know. Just like I told a guy when he had a business, and um, he wants to know should he go online. That's for him. And somebody else may come along and say, no, what she's trying to say, and that's not the way it was supposed to be said. It actually happened. Everything you see around is actually going on. So some people will try to tell you that's not what's really supposed to be going on when that's what is pretty much just going on. Some people know, some people it is not there. Like I say, you have people who smoke and get high and who um, have done things, and some things are not in their pathway to understand or to speak. And some people are just boom, they are good. They got 10 kids and they come out here and they done drink and smoke and they own it. And usually it's because they don't have to deal with their kids. The kids are grown. So they have the information just like I have it because I don't have nothing in my energy that's holding me back and telling me, hey, making me say stuff that actually does not it's in the universe to be said, and some people do. Like you see Tyler has energy where he goes and he's speaking. A lot of stuff is going on with people because Tyler doesn't have kids, he doesn't have no distraction in his life, and some people do. And some people may say, I told you what's going on, da, 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 da. But at the same time, it takes for people around that person to actually say, I ain't gonna tell you all of it, but at the same time, it literally takes some helping hand, in other words. Because I'm the type of person where and I don't watch everything because I know it may happen. So that's why I say sometimes it takes another helping hand for what you're saying to be extra true. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say you have to be mindful of certain things. Okay, let's go ahead and start with your past, Scorpio. For some of you guys, I feel like you're hustling in the past. You've been on defense, and you've been trying to watch your guard. But I feel like you either have a car you need to turn in, or you running off with a car that needs to be paid for, and you're not turning the car in for some of your Scorpios. And for some of your Scorpios, you use this as a hobby, which means it pays you. Um, it's something you love to do. You love to take cars and go sell them and junk them off and get parts and stuff. And you may take caliber convertible off of cars and you go sell those little parts to get what you want. But you're also on the fence when the cops come up to you and be like, did you do so and so? You're like, no, man, I didn't do that. I didn't do it. Some of you guys may have injury or hurt trying to get away from the cops. All the cops may have injured and hurt you, trying to get you to stop running, but you may also feel like you didn't do this. This is, man, you're wrong, you know. And also, I will say, be careful while you're walking. You might slip and fall. Also, it could be someone setting a trap for you. Be careful of traps being set upon you, which means that if you're doing some shady business, if you run an operation and you've gotten on somebody's nerves, somebody's going to pretty much just say, hey, I'm equal this yoke right here. So be mindful of that. And this is for people who have some big time positions where you're not doing right with people. So I feel like we already see it online as it is, but I feel like that's another energy that's going on. But it's also in the past. So it could be that something has already transpired with that. Also, I feel like some of you guys deal with somebody from the past. Someone has already came back, and I feel like either you didn't meet this person or you met this person, but you guys probably did not tell each other the truth. So there was some information that was transferred that you didn't deliver to that person that you should have told this person. But I feel like there is something that you need to tell someone that you was refusing to tell somebody. Okay, for some of you Scorpios. And you know you guys can be very secretive, but I feel like there's something that you decide that you're not going to tell this person. You're just going to hide it. So you know deep down inside what your plans are, what you plan on doing, but I feel like you decide not to tell someone. Also, some of you guys could be as an infection or something that's going on in your body that it affects your baby, and you're not telling another person what's going on deep down inside of what you have. Some of you guys could be a mother, but at the same time, some of you guys could be getting pregnant, or some of you guys has lost a baby. But I also feel like for some of you guys, you're not being parents, you're not wanting to be a mom. You decided that, I got a whole bunch of kids, I'm just throw away. I don't want those children. So some of you Scorpios are deciding that I'd rather live free and do what I want to do and not have to worry about somebody tending to my kids. Some of you Scorpios, you guys are thinking about changing your locks on your doors, or you might want to change your locks on those, or you could be a locksmith who go around and that's your job. You change locks, or like I said, it could be that you lock yourself out of keys, or you need your keys replaced. Anything that's containing the keys, you guys either for work need keys for your car, need keys for your apartment, house, or you change the locks on something, or someone's told you they're going to change the locks or something, and you're probably like panicking, or you're worried, or you just like feeling mad, like, how do you lock me out? Or you guys are probably, like I said, just getting locked out of someplace. Some of you guys are facing Judgment Day, which means that some of you guys may feel like everything is coming at you, but that's because things that you request not to do. If you create good karma, then you have nothing to worry about. If you create bad karma, then I think you have to worry about some things. Also, I feel like you guys are in this solitude attitude. It's all about me. It's not about nobody else. I don't care what you want and you think. It's all about me. Listen to me. I matter. And some of you guys are delusional, thinking that nobody hears you because you want the whole floor by yourself. That's what I'm saying. It's all about you and nobody else. So be mindful of having a attitude where you're feeling kind of selfish or self-centered. Also give and take. You know, you want someone to listen to you. Listen to somebody else. Okay. You may feel like your family doesn't understand. You may feel like your family doesn't love you. You feel like you're just crying and feel like everybody's poor me, but you can't be self-centered and yelling at people and wanting it to be your way, and then turn around and say nobody loves me in my family, nobody cares about me. Or you may be feeling the loss of family members, and you may feel like I'm the only person here, I have nobody. And you may be having just a sister who's a half sister, and you may feel like I only have a half sister and a half brother, and I don't like them. I want, so I feel like there's some kind of depression going on, some kind of misunderstanding of what you need to comprehend in life, Scorpio. You may say, that's pretty evil. Why would you say that it's poor me? Yeah, some of you Scorpios is poor you. Some of you do go through things, and some things is always like you have to be the sheep that carrying all the load. But at the same time, you also have to be mindful of how you approach and how you speak to people as well, Scorpio. And basically, it's slow down and look at things in a deeper level. Did it really make sense for you to yell? Was it dramatic? Did it need to be dramatic like that? In other words, like say for instance, like if your baby cut their finger, did you have to cuss your daddy out because your child cut their finger when it was with them? You may feel like, oh, my child could have lost their finger. Okay, they could have, but they didn't. And that's your granddaddy, or that's your daddy. You have to respect that person. Talk to the person in a way that you would want to be talked to if it was the shoes on the other foot. Suppose he have grandchildren and he acts like that towards you because you know he's your child. He's going to have the same kind of reaction. Even though we may say, oh, no, they ain't. Yeah, I'm my mama's child, and I'm like just like 100% times. And I'm like, oh, my God, you know. I root for bad people. I want bad people to have places to stay, and I want this, da, 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 da. And I'm like, why am I thinking like this? This is crazy, you know. Sometimes I be like, I want a robber to get rid from robbing the store. I want a robber to get go away with certain things, and I'm like, where did that come from? That's not me. I think logic. I think that things are have to be balanced and done right. Where is that coming from? But I'm my mama's child, you know. I have a Pisces for a mother, and that Pisces energy be hitting me so hard sometimes. I'm like, yeah, but what? Do not do that. My gracious. But sometimes it happens, you know. So, as I say, on Scopio, be mindful of that. Also, if you guys are dating people that'll cause you to be stressful, hey, be mindful of that because you don't want to go to jail because you dated somebody that doing things that will cause them to go to prison. Okay, you don't want to be buying a car with somebody who you better like. Okay, or you don't want to be buying a car when you trying to do the right thing in life, but you just also trying to help somebody who's bad. You get what I'm saying? Or you don't want to be the person who's on drugs and somebody trying to help you and you leave that person on and you OD on drugs. Okay, so be mindful of not paying attention to what is needed in your life, what helps you. In other words, don't be like, oh my gosh, he's helping me. He's telling me I should stop smoking cigarettes. I hate him. Why would you do that? Oh my God, he's telling me I should stop smoking meth. Why is you saying that? I love smoking that. You don't understand what I've been through. What did you go through? You was a child. You grew up like everybody else grew up as a child. Well, you understand my mom wasn't there for me. She didn't love me. But you grew up in a household that gave you everything you ever wanted as a child. What's your problem? You graduated from school and you went to another school and you were like, what happened? I don't get it. Well, mom was never there. Okay, yeah, mom wasn't there for 6 years of your life. She was there. She was mean. She was rude to you, and God bless you with somebody else who kind of gave you a better life, and you still not happy? Huh? I'm confused. You don't understand. No, God says, love nobody more than you love me. Your mother, your father, and sister, brother, because He knows that they will act like this. Understand why He said those words, and then you'll be a better person for that. Once you realize that God loves you more and He created you, that you came from His creation, not your mom, you just was in your mama's stomach floating, okay? Even though you bonded with this woman, you got got blood for her and blood for your daddy, but you actually are a source of him. You won't be without him. He's the key, Sister Joseph says. He's the key to everybody's happening. I know it's hard to believe it, but once you stop with all this ripping and running in this world, trying to make the world love you, like you, once you stop the progressing of all that stuff and find God, and you realize, oh, wow. You the source I've been missing all this time. You are amazing. This is the juice that I've been trying to get drunk off of. This is a cigarette I'm trying to get high off of. You know what I'm saying? Not a cigarette, but you know what I'm saying? A vape, whatever you do. Okay. So, yeah, we always think the source is our mom. We always mad because you are mom and you're doing the same thing your mom did. You are falling apart. You are not raising your kids. You feeling like your kids have to grow up and be on their own very soon, as soon as they're like 5 years old. No, they need you to raise them till they're 12. And then once they turn 12, you could also see whether or not they're ready to stay on their own. If they're not, then hey, give them the years that the earth says 18 years, you know? So that's up to you. But at the same time, don't always be poor me, poor me. You have to learn to grow up and be a woman because it's a time for that. It's a time for you to let things go and to say, okay, that hurt me, that did this, that did that. It's okay, okay? Deal with it. Everybody gets hurt. You're not the only one in this world that got hurt. You're not the only one that's got beaten down. You don't need drugs that just fix it for a minute and then you got to go rob and steal from Peter to Pam to get with your high. Does that even make sense for you to risk yourself going to prison because you need to get on this and you get on that so that you can be numb towards what you experience in life? Does that make sense? Because it doesn't help you be numb at all because you still have to wake up and ooh, here comes the memory again. Ooh, I gotta go find somebody else to rob. Ooh, I gotta go find a job, work there for 5 minutes, then get fired, and then go find somebody else to work. Does that make sense? You're living in misery because you keep adding, 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 and stop piling everything onto your life until it drives you crazy, crazy, crazy. And yes, I know some of you Scorpios and some of you humans on Earth has been molested and did all kinds of things to other people to you. And yes, I know it's hard, 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 hard to deal with that over and over again because you feel like, why me? Well, if you sleep with a man and he doesn't marry you, guess what? You just did to yourself again, but this time it was willingly. He tricked you with words, and he turned around and did to you again. So you got 5 kids by a man that did not marry you. 5 kids by a man who just sat there and told you, "I love you." You didn't think he raped you, did you? You didn't get upset about that, did you? You just felt like it was love. We thought we was loving each other. This other guy didn't love me. Well, he pretended he loved you. In his mind, he said he loved you. And no, it doesn't make it right that he did certain things. And no, it wasn't right because he forced it. But same time, he could have sugarcoated you. He could have told you sweet little lies like every man, a lot of men do. They tell you sweet little lies because they don't want to rape you. You know how many men go with people that's older, younger than them? 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years younger than them. They tell them sweet little lies or they persuade with money just so it don't seem like they're raping you. So they find another way of doing it and you don't realize it. Except for the ones that rape you, they're mad and angry and tell you, yeah, you give me this, yeah, you do this, yeah. Doesn't make sense. No. You know? So just understand that God has judgment there for that person. Understand that karma gonna come back towards them. They always get judgment. They always get karma. And when they go to that place over there for doing what they do to you, trust and believe me, they will never ever wish that they were born. They're gonna wish they had never did anything wrong to anybody. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he to live to suffer." I promise you, when he's behind leaving this world, and he find out that he had a peace of mind for 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes of peace is gonna be so beautiful that they're not gonna understand how beautiful it is. And then here come them people with them dark shadows with them chains, a hurricane, a tornado, and they're gonna swing that body around, and you're gonna be like, what? Yeah, just imagine a hurricane tornado. That's the magnitude of them forces that's back there. So you ain't got to ever worry about what somebody did to you. If people understood that, they would never ever have like, yeah, you raped me, you did that. I guarantee you, gonna wish you gonna live forever. Some people will wish they could live to 500 years just so they won't have to die. But I guess as humans, we don't comprehend that. But oh, everybody got a day. So just be understandable and be grateful that you're here to keep yourself from doing any harm to you and raise your kids, do the right thing. Forgive that person so that you can move on. You can always remember what happened, but at the same time, you gotta ask God to keep you strong in the midst of you feeling like this shouldn't happen to me. And I promise you, when I was done like that, I blacked out. And I won't say it was fully raped, but you might as well say it was like that. But at the same time, for someone to do something like that, like from 10 o'clock that night to 4 o'clock in the morning, was just crazy, you know. And as a child, I was like 4 years old. I wasn't even in school. I was probably like 3. So, and for me, it was just like, dang, is he gonna ever stop trying to rape me? When I say he was trying his hardest, he was just throwing his penis all over. He was just throwing his little what's called all over, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this big old snake? And I thought to myself, like, it was kind of like, I would say traumatizing, but it was just like, I can't believe a person would do something like that. Like, what's wrong with your brains that you see me as a child, that you would do something like that to me as a child, you know? And it didn't cause me to go on drugs and cause me to say he did that to me, you know, because I was just like glad I was alive because he was really trying to break my neck. He was trying to literally kill me as a child, and I felt like I could feel my head snapping like so many times because the way he was slinging me, trying to get me to loosen up for him. Okay, that's just he wanted me to literally have sex with him, as if to say I was old enough to want something like that from that man. And I was like, oh my God, what is he talking about? Like, if you see somebody trying to force something inside your body, like all night for hours, he kept trying to do something like that. And I felt like, oh my God, what's wrong with him? And I couldn't, to this day, I see people go crazy for that. And for me, I never went crazy. I always try to figure out what was wrong with him. People don't think I'm crazy. People probably say I'm crazy, but I just never could understand, like, what was wrong with him. I don't trust people for that, you know. I don't trust dancing in public. I never dance in public. I never dance in public. And people say, why you don't dance in public? Because he told me because I dance in public, that's why he was doing me like that. And so that's probably why people say, oh yeah, you still hurt, you still this. And I just don't. I don't dance because I feel like I love to dance. I dance at home to myself, but I won't dance in public. I won't dance on TikTok either. And I love to dance. I feel like TikTok is a spot. Oh my God. I feel like I would love to just act crazy on there, but I will not do it. And you may say, oh, you're still hurt too. You didn't let it go either. It's not so much as letting it go. I'm the type of person I feel like if this what caused this, then I shouldn't do it. If that's what caused you to think like that, then I shouldn't do it. Because obviously this is what God is trying to tell me that I'm doing wrong, you know. And you may say, God, God. Yeah, because he said you know better since the time you was born. And we did. I knew better. Some kept telling me to stop dancing to that man. Some kept saying, don't do this, don't do this. And I wouldn't listen. I knew from a child that I shouldn't have done it, you know. So who can I really fault for something that I knew that I shouldn't be doing it? And then he says, "You're my girlfriend. I'm your boyfriend." I say, "Yes, you're my man. You know, you're my boyfriend." And you know why I say he's my man? Because I see my mom with a man, and I say, "Yes, you're my boyfriend." And when I told that man boyfriend, he said, "You know what girlfriend boyfriend do?" So it's like that's why I hate for little kids to say your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Don't say this stuff when you're young because, honey, I said that same stuff and it was just like I felt like God was with my behind all night long. I thought like, oh my Jesus Christ, this can't be real. And as a child, I didn't comprehend. So I got older, and people was like, oh my gosh, I've been raped by people. And I'm looking at them like, God, was it bad? It's supposed to be bad? Does it make you supposed to feel real horrible or something? You just don't know what I've been through. And I was like, what did you go through? Oh my God. And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, is that what you call it? Even though I don't call myself being, like everybody else was. I just know that it was just a point where this guy kept trying to force something inside my body all night long, and I'm sitting here like, oh my God, what are you doing? I mean, you can't imagine somebody trying to put something inside you for hours and being tossed around, and you're a baby, and your body is being whole body's being hump, lump, 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 lump. I had my brother between me was the whole time holding the baby, and he's trying to break me apart. Oh my God! All I could think to myself was like, oh, really? You know, everybody experienced a nightmare. So I really could have feel bad about something that everybody in the world seems like they experienced too. And a part of me was like glad that somebody actually experienced some stuff that was way deeper than me. But at the same time, part of me was like, dang, for real? I feel bad for you then, because it could have been far worse than that. Even though I felt like he would have, you know, tossed me to the side to the meat because we was in the country. And I kept feeling like if I hadn't let go of that baby, he would have killed me. But he kept saying if I had to let go of that baby, he would have killed me because I wasn't that was his best friend's child, and he said I didn't mean nothing to him. So I feel like if I had let go of that baby, he would have threw me in the woods. And but at the same time, I just be cautious and saying, be careful with your body because I feel like the devil will teach you a lesson. I mean, you don't realize. That's why I tell my niece, you're a baby, you just 2 years old, and you thinking that doing what your mama and daddy do is okay because you see them and she be trying to copy all the stuff she see them doing, and you know right from wrong real quick, and them spirits will test you so quickly. And I'm trying to save her, like, girl, don't get yourself tested because some of these girls get tested and they don't know why they got tested because you trying to copy mom and daddy. And some people, will get yeah. So I say you gotta be mindful. Even when you're a child, people say, oh, they innocent, they sweet innocent, they are, we are. But at the same time, you also know right from wrong. You just want to test the waters too and see how far you can go. And sometimes you'll slip and say stuff like I did. Like I said, yeah, it's my boyfriend. And I'm going to try to copy my mom. I'm going to be just like my mom. I'm a baby. I'm 3 years old. I wasn't even in school. So I'm just trying to get married like she is. Not knowing that I shouldn't be coming this bad my boyfriend. So I know what was going on. I knew my mom shouldn't have said what I said because I felt like it was wrong. I felt like something kept telling me, don't dance. And that person is wrong. So, yeah, Scorpios, I'm just telling you that story because I see this in your cards big time, and some of you guys are losing your mind. Some of you guys may not even make it to the end because you feel like I can't take this no more. for some of you Scorpios. That's why I'm telling that story. So you don't feel like it was just you by yourself, even though it kind of like was you by yourself. No, I'm just joking. No, I forgive for saying that. I know it's something to laugh at and nothing to make joke of. Because like I said, I experienced something like that myself, and it's nothing like seeing something that somebody's trying to force in your body that your body is too small for it. Okay, so you can imagine somebody's opening your butt up and trying to and trying to make sure it goes in, and you're like, oh my god, what is he doing? And it's like all night long. You were so tired. I was so tired to the point to where, and I was just like burnt out. So I just like I can't um move. My body was so weak until I blacked out. That's just how bad I was. Cause I was like I was so drained from this guy trying to force himself inside of my body. Okay, so some people, I guess they were older, and me, I went into war mode until I was like, I'm not going with nobody. And my grandma was really overprotected after that, so she was literally schizophrenic crazy. My grandma was an Aries, so she was like, "You ain't gonna run no man's no more." And honey, it was like she'll kill everybody. I hate to say the word killer, but anyway. So I'm just saying, Scorpios. For some of you guys, like I said, you're going through some solitude type of mindset, and I'm gonna head on to the present of you guys. Even though I'm trying to make this video 30 minutes, so I'm trying to throw it in as quick as I can because I feel like any information is anything is something to help you what's going on. Some of you guys may feel like you're not having like there was money that was offered to you, you probably spent it, or that money that you was counting on didn't come just yet. Or I feel like you guys got a lump sum money, and I feel like the lump sum money either you lost the money or someone either you had to owe somebody that money. So it's like the money went out your hand. It's like wow. But I also feel like somebody offered you somebody and you did not take the money. I feel like also some of you guys, I don't feel like it, I'm seeing this. For some of you guys, you're feeling like you are in the stage where and you about to get married with somebody and you probably feel like I don't want to get married. You feel like life is too stressful and you can't get married. For some reason, it's like you want to call off the relationship for somebody. It's like, dang, I'm finna walk down the aisle tomorrow and I know I don't want to get married. For some of you guys, you're just bailing out, are probably taking height for this person before you even get married. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff that happened into your life, your past, that you decide to leave this person before yeah, it actually gets bad. For some of you Scorpios, I feel like there's time where you've gotten fired in the past, or you are probably afraid to get fired, or you guys just saying, I can't take this job anymore. I'm just done with this. Um, like I said, some of you guys are going through that mode where you're just very, 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 very stressed for some reason. Some of you guys are online. You're probably looking for somebody who's older that can take care of you or give you money. So maybe you're milking some older man or milking an older woman, whichever one it is. Some of you guys are milking somebody. Some of you guys are acting like you're the boss, or you're talking in a way that you're showing like you're an authority, that not in authority, that you have the authority, that you are the one that's in boss. You have the power, you have the control. For some reason, for some of you guys, you're not probably acting like you're supposed to act, because if you're acting in your Aries energy, then that means that you're not thinking wisely, you're not making wise choices. That means you're not thinking about the other person, you're only thinking about your ego and what's best your way. Okay, Scorpios, I just said that. So be mindful of that personality, because it has to pop back in your way. Some of you guys at a friend's party or enjoying a friend's party. Also, you guys are probably having what you call it? Probably need to get your house in what you call it, exterminated, because you probably have infestation of roaches really bad. Some of you guys are just like, okay, I can't take this anymore. Or you probably dating a female whose house is infested with roaches, or vice versa, a guy. Some of you guys are having kids, or it could be your kid as a Scorpio. I would say either they have ADH or they have some kind of problem where they have those. Is it called trichomes or trichoma? Somewhat, whatever it is, it's something that they have outbursts in class. Also, you may have a child that nuts up in class. Like I say, some of you Scorpios, if you got the kids, they probably have the time where they're just freaking out. So be mindful of those kids, because they might be out of control. Sometime another, it could be my past, but it's not showing for my past. It's showing right now. Um, Also, be careful driving, and that you don't be distracted or looking at anything else on the side of the road. Oh, I got this in Cass's too, so it come back in yours. Also, beware of bills. You may come across a bill that is extremely high. Also, make sure you take a bath, wash over good, because some of you guys are probably not taking proper hygiene for some of you Scorpios, because it's hot. It's still hot outside, but some of you are living in climate areas, and I feel like you may be on war or fighting somebody because someone is talking about the way you're how your hygienes are. So be mindful of that, Scorpios. Some of you Scorpios, I feel like you may be getting money this week, but don't blow through it, because if you blow through it, you're gonna be looking crazy. You'll be challenged with this money, and you're gonna be careless with this money. You're gonna feel like I can do whatever I want to do. Don't do it, Scorpios. Okay, be mindful of how you spend money this week, Scorpios. Okay, this has been your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Hold on, let me stop for a minute. Okay, stuff else I want to do this. Some of you guys could be farmers or leaving a farm, probably leaving your parents to have the tender farm on their own. Some of you guys are leaving your country, going to another country, or some of you guys are heading back home. For some of you Scorpios, you could be dealing with an injury where um your baby is fussy and stay up all night and it's getting on your nerves and they're not nagging that very much. Wait a minute, excuse me, I'm outside, so I'm be eating up at the same time and trying to talk at the same time. It's not very come not very clear. Some of you guys may come into a windfall of money. Some of you guys are still waiting on, and like I say, some of you guys have come into it, but you're also kind of blowing it. So be mindful of how you handle money. Some of you guys feel like someone may tell you that you know you has effed up, and it could be that you um was supposed to do something with someone, but I feel like whatever shady deal or bad thing that you're supposed to do, this person here feel like you didn't do the plans that you're supposed to do it according to what they wanted you to do it. But some of you Scorpios, like I said, you could be celebrating an anniversary, or you could be going to a some kind of special event with each other. So you could be dressing up in very nice clothes for some of you Scorpios. For some of you Scorpios, you are just living out in the country, living inside the tents or something like that. So you're living your best life, your best free life, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say I got the free thing. For some of you Scorpios, you're probably living on the streets corner like New York somewhere, and you probably, like I said, on that UTI. Some of your Scorpios, you're in a ride die relationship, which means that you two of a kind, you both supposed to get high, you both have that thug life mindset. For some of you Scorpios, well, some of you Scorpios, you could be running an old store. Also, be mindful of your car that's old and may run hot. Also, be mindful of holding grudges because people, or you might be running a garage for some of your Scorpios. For some of your Scorpios, you could be dressed up as a fake officer. Be mindful of that energy as well. But I feel like it does, you do that so that you could probably take cars or steal cars. But anyway, have a nice day, Scorpios. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Come back, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And this has been your reading for today. For those of you who are subscribed to my channel, I will be doing personal readings live. If I get enough people subscribe to my channel, I can go live and you get free reads if you subscribe to the channel. But if you need a personal reading about your personal situations, paid readings, please inbox me. I have an email in my about where you can inbox me, and